we're live. Trying to do a multi-stream here across different platforms, so let's see. This is my first time. Seems to be up on Twitter. Oh, I can hear myself. Nice. Alright, let me do a little quote tweet here. Well, what do I want to say here? Maybe I can share the screen. It's gonna be kind of scuffed. Ah, fuck it. I'm just gonna share my face for now. I have all these scenes set up, and I'm trying not to leak like half my screen, just in case something like all my personal search history and shit is on here. So, what do I want to say? I'm building an Ethereum DeFi app. As you can see by the title, I just wanted to do a little vibe code. I haven't coded in like a couple months, but let's see how it goes. Might be a little scuffed today. Let's see. I'm building an Ethereum DeFi app live. Come hang. Something simple. Fuck it, that'll do. Seems like people are coming in. I'm supposed to be able to see the chat somewhere here. Excuse my, let me see if I say, hey. Comes from Restream. Alright, cool. So, I'll give it a minute for people to join, but the plan here is basically, I want to, okay, sweet, we got comments coming in. Nice. Yo. So the plan here is, I actually made a tweet about it. I should pull that up. A tweet a couple of days ago about a product idea that I had. Let me see if this actually works. So yeah, this is the tweet that I had. It was basically an app idea on top of Aborean. And the way that Aborean works, TLDR, is you have these liquidity pools, and you deposit. Obviously, everybody knows how LP works. If you don't, go watch my video. The idea that I had was this Pengu pool. Well, originally I was like, maybe I could build a bot that like rebalances like your liquidity into different pools. So I was considering doing like filtering by like highest APR and reallocating your liquidity, I guess, into the highest APR, kind of similar to a product called Giza, which uses like AI to basically reallocate your funds into the highest APR, and then when it recognizes a new higher APR opportunity, it moves your funds into that. It doesn't work with liquidity pools. It actually just uses lending protocols. So the idea that I had was to do it with liquidity pools, but the more I dug into it, I was kind of like, I don't know if this will actually work, because of things like impermanent loss and just like different things. I didn't think it would actually work. So I simplified it into this idea where basically you deposit your money into this particular pool here, the Pengu pool, and it kind of creates a flywheel. So the way that Aborean works is if you deposit liquidity, as you can see, if I actually pull up the different screen that I have here, Aborean Finance. Let me do this on my personal one so I can share my my personal liquidity pools here. I think this is me. There we go. And if I go to my liquidity pools, should be able to see, for example, I have 3 positions right now. So with Pengu and yo, Karina, what's up? You can see the fees that I get. So I get, this one's actually not staked. This is a bad example. Let's do my Bitcoin position here. So you can see I get a bunch of ABX as rewards, as well as like the fees, obviously from providing LP. So I get fees in the form of Ethereum and fees in the form of Bitcoin, and then I also get ABX. And what I can do with the ABX is I can, first of all, lock it. So you can see I have multiple different locks here, but basically you come in here and say I want to lock my ABX rewards. You can choose how long you want to lock it for. And then once you've locked it, you get an NFT that you can use to vote. And the voting actually determines the ABX rewards. So the pools that people vote for determines what, the pools that people vote for determines where the ABX emissions go to. So for example, you can see this USDC pool has 13% of the votes. This Pengu pool that we're talking about has currently 7.5 roughly percent of the votes. So that means 26.6 million VABX has been staked. But basically, roughly around 7.5% of the ABX tokens are going to be emitted to this pool. So what that means in practice is everyone providing LP to this pool gets ABX rewards, and then they can use those ABX rewards to vote for their own pools. So the idea that I had was, if I pull the other browser window back up here, let's see, where is it? Sorry. Aborean Finance. Nope, not that one. This one. Oh god, that is not the right one. Shit. This is harder than I thought. Nope, that's not the right one. Bruh, okay. What am I even sharing right now? I wanted to share this one. Should be this one. Yeah, here we go. Okay. And excuse my lack of streaming skills here. But basically my idea was, so we have this LP, and what you can do is obviously deposit Pengu and ETH into that liquidity pool, and that liquidity pool gets ABX emissions to people who deposit. And I was thinking, like, what if we just created this like flywheel where first everybody just deposits their funds into this vault kind of system, and basically you get the ABX rewards, and then you use those ABX rewards to vote for the same pool that everyone's depositing into. And then that way the liquidity pool gets more ABX emissions, and then you get more votes, and you vote for the same pool and you get more ABX emissions. And you just kind of do this system where this liquidity pool has more and more liquidity. And if everyone's voting for the same pool, it's going to get a large percentage of the ABX emissions to basically get the system going where more and more ABX emissions come in. We use those ABX emissions to vote for more ABX emissions to come in. We use those to vote for more ABX, and so on and so forth. So there's basically like a never-ending cycle of this specific liquidity pool getting more and more ABX emissions and more rewards coming into it. So that's kind of what I was considering building. I haven't coded in a while, so I'm pretty much just going to be vibe coding this a whole lot. So let's see how it goes. That's kind of the plan that I have, but let me pull up the cursor scene here. So this is what I have prepared before the stream. It's like a pretty detailed prompt that we're going to be building with. So you can see a bunch of different information here, a little bit of research that I did of like the function calls and contract addresses that we need to use, how the system works, what front-end stack we want to use, what contract stack we want to use. So pretty much the TLDR is we're going to be building this contracts first, I think, and we'll do that using Foundry. And the front-end stack will be built with Next.js, the typical stack that I like to use with Abstract Global Wallets. Let's zoom in a little bit maybe. ShadCN UI, which is like a component library to build front ends with. And I actually have this component library that I created on top of ShadCN that we're going to use. So this is for stuff like connecting your Abstract Global Wallet, for example. sharing the wrong screen here. Build.abx.xyz. So I wanted to showcase using some of these components that I made, like the connect wallet button, some things like maybe the abstract profile, for example. Some of the features in here, I think, is a good point to get started building stuff on abstract. So we'll get to test this out a little bit. I haven't actually used it myself that much, so I'm sure there's probably issues that I'll run into that we can fix along the way as well. So I guess all there is to do is I'll move this over here and swap back to our cursor scene. And pretty much we're just gonna get started. Like, I think the first thing that I wrote out here was this deposit flow spec. So pretty much what I did was I said on my actual account, my abstract level wallet, I pretty much tested it out, saw what functions get called, saw what contracts get called, and pasted it into this deposit flow markdown file here, just so that when we're kind of vibe coding, it has a lot more information on like what actually needs to be done, so we're not hallucinating a bunch of shit. And we get a bit higher of a code quality from Claude Code on the right hand side here. It's kind of a little bit blocked by my face, but we'll see how it goes. GM. Sweet. It seems like people are coming in, so the stream's at least working. Let me know if there's any issues or like sound quality or any issues like that. Seems like we're live on a couple different platforms. This is my first time doing a multi-stream, so hopefully it goes well. We'll see. Yes, sir. Using Solidity. All right. So to get started, pretty much what I'm going to do is there's actually instructions. I'm going to create the front end project. The way that I like to structure projects is to kind of create the front end. Let's move into dark mode here. And the way that I like to do it is like, this is the app. Oh, that's small. And then you have like, pretty much what this is going to install when we do it is like a components folder. Maybe we'll do like rules for AI tools as well. So we'll have a config folder. I'll show you like when we install this stuff, what it looks like. But the way that I like to do it is like the top level is the app. And then within that we have contracts as like a folder within the app. So what I'm going to do is create the app first, following these lovely instructions. Hopefully it hasn't broken since last time I used it. So let's open up a terminal here. Back inside cursor, I got to remember to swap scenes. And pretty much what I'm going to do is paste the, it doesn't seem to like me for some reason, paste the installation commands from this page into our terminal. So the first one is just to initialize a project. So we'll give that a sec. What am I doing? Next.js. What is my project called? I called this folder Aborean allocator. I don't know what the name's gonna be. It's just like a temporary name. Let me know if you have good name ideas. Yo, what's up, Saucy? So this is just gonna create, you can probably see it in real time. It's gonna create, wait a minute, what, okay, yeah, we're chilling. What are we building? I tweeted about it a couple days ago. Basically, I want to build like this Pengu vault on top of Aborean. So it's going to be like a way for this particular liquidity pool, the Pengu wrapped ETH one, to this specific one here, the concentrated one. I basically want people to deposit into this, and we can get like this flywheel going where we kind of like hoard up these ABX emissions and use all of those ABX emissions that we get to the vault to vote for this pool. And the more votes we get, the more ABX emissions we get. And then it's kind of like a cycle of getting more ABX emissions, use them to vote, those ABX emissions go back to our vault, and then we use it to vote, and the Pengu ETH pool gets higher and higher APR the more we vote for that pool to get ABX emissions. So it's kind of like a flywheel for this liquidity pool to get more and more rewards that we use to vote for more and more rewards. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see. But that's the idea. I thought it would be pretty funny. All right. This is taking longer than I thought here. I haven't coded in like a few weeks, so this is going to be interesting. I was pretty nervous to start streaming, not gonna lie. Like I haven't coded in like 5-6 weeks. So it's gonna be interesting. This is not a good start. This is taking way longer than I thought. Oh yeah, you saw the tweet. Nice. Yeah, that's the idea. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I haven't like touched writing code in like, because I went on vacation for a couple weeks, so I haven't really coded since then. It's been like over a month. Okay, I'm gonna cancel this because fucking nothing's happening. That was weird. Let me run it back. I don't know why it's not doing anything. What is my project called? Let's just do, actually, yeah, nothing happened. Okay. Let's run it back. I don't know what happened there. Let's just do my app, see what happens this time. Literally the first command I run is not working out for me. It's kind of is what it is. But let's give it a couple minutes. In the background, let's pull up the shit that we're gonna need. So yeah, like I said, the way that I like to do it is like create the top level app, which is what we're trying to do with this command that we're running here. That's not working for whatever reason. And what I like to do is inside of that, then we create the contracts. Within that, we can do like the tests. This is the kind of way that I like to do it. I know everyone's different, but this is the way that I like to do it. And then what we're going to need is docs.abs.xyz. I know these like the back of my hand. So pretty much what we're going to do is this exact flow to create the contracts. We'll get like a demo working of deploying and verifying. And then we can actually start writing. Well, I'm not going to write much. It's going to be mostly AI writing it, hopefully. And then, bro, what is going on? This shit is just straight not working. Creating a new Next.js project. Okay, let me try a different command. Let's try Next.js get started. Bruh. Actually, Shadcyan get started. What do we want to do? We want to get started. Installation, Next.js. This is what I'm running. Watching stream gives XP. I actually don't know the answer to that. I would be surprised. Create project. Let's try, I was using pnpm, maybe it's not happy with me. Let's just try npm for now. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Yes. GM, Kizwalifa. Aborean allocator. If this doesn't work, we're cooked. We can't even can't even create the project. It's already over. Maybe we can just start the smart contracts then if this doesn't work. I don't know why it's not working, but anyway. We'll give this a couple minutes. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to use Foundry to create a Vault smart contract. Alicia, hello, what's up? And I was hoping to create the front end, but I mean, this is, I've literally never seen this before. Of course it happens on stream, but that's how it goes. All right, fuck it. It's not working. So let's move to the Foundry installation. All right, hopefully our Foundry works. Otherwise I might have to back out and restart the stream here. All right, so let's actually, I'll give it one more chance in a different terminal. Let's see if that works for me here. Let's copy this and then let me add a little view for our terminal here. Window capture. How do I terminal? Okay. There we go. Let's add this guy on the screen. And let's hope for the best. Let's try in a different terminal maybe. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working for us. Maybe Claude can tell us. Yeah, I did a little preparation for this, like prepared this prompt to help it out, like use the contracts, what I want to achieve, what I want to build. Golden tick, oh, thank you for the tip as well. This is what I'm preparing like before the stream. I have a pretty good idea of how it's going to work and what I want to build. This is the prompt that I'm using for Claude Code. Yeah, I literally can't get this to work, by the way. This is pretty interesting. All right, let's try create contracts instead. So let's hide our terminal and we'll go to the Foundry docs. What we'll do is I already have that. So let's install this. Hopefully this will work for us. We'll work on the contracts first instead. Front end's not cooperating with us for whatever reason. In the background, I'll try one more thing and just do Next.js itself without shadcn. There we go. All right, let's try this one. All right, let's bring our terminal back and we'll run this command instead. I don't know if it's something with my computer or like what is going on, but okay, this seems to be doing something. That's promising. GM polar bear, GM. Okay, that worked. All right, that's the problem is we created it in a separate directory. My app. So let's go ahead and move everything out. I guess I can just drag everything, right? Drag this up to the top level. There we go. And we'll delete this. Delete this. Sweet. All right, so then let's just see if this worked. I don't know why that shadcn command was not working for us. Okay, nice. We have something working at least. So hide my little terminal here. So yeah, this is what I was trying to do. I don't know why the shadcn stuff was not cooperating with us. Let's try get that working now. I'll copy this. Actually, what's the shadcn getting started, Next.js. Let's try. Now we actually have a project. We'll get the terminal back up here. Let's try this. Maybe it just doesn't like shadcn. Let's do neutral. Please work for the stream. I'll zoom in on the terminal as well. I wasn't actually planning to show that. Okay, sweet. So it just didn't like whatever we had going on. All right, so now, yeah, this is what I wanted to show, was like this component library that I created. So it has like connect wallet button, and you can see like all the open source code. So this is like the way that well, this is kind of what I did a couple weeks ago. I shipped this where you can like just plug and play different abstract components into your application. Yo, Jykins, what's up, sir? How you doing? And yeah, the installation command for whatever reason wasn't working. So now let's try run this. Maybe I can bring up my terminal again. So we'll swap to this scene. And what I wanted to do was paste this puppy in. Okay. This is not, as you can see, I haven't touched this in a while, so maybe it needs some love. But what we can do instead is paste these files in. So basically what I want to do, I think we need to update this component registry here. It needs some love. I haven't touched it in a couple weeks, but what's included is these files here. So we can actually just see like the raw source files. So I can do Windsor the Boxer, what's up? Welcome. Create components. We'll create config. Move that to the top level. We'll create, that's it. So we can just literally copy paste these into agw provider.tsx. Let's close this for now. Paste that in. We need to install some dependencies here, which is fine. We're also going to create a chain.ts. We need to install some dependencies for that. And we'll also create VM clients. So this is VM clients.ts. And if you're wondering where I'm pasting these from, it's from these documentation on the abs.xyz here. It's supposed to be able to just install it, but for whatever reason, this is my fault. I haven't actually updated it, so it doesn't work. I'll fix that after. But pretty much what we did is, this is actually just copy pasted from the abstract documentation here. So let's go show those off. Pretty much what we're doing is abstract global wallet, getting started, and native integration. And we actually need to install these dependencies. So let's go ahead and add those as well. Paste that puppy in. So we'll install the abstract global wallet React package, the abstract global wallet package for TypeScript. And these are just like front end libraries for using, basically just interacting with any blockchain like WAGMI VM. These are essentials. TanStack query is just nice to have as well. I think it's actually a dependency of the other ones. So just chuck that in as well. And all you have to do after that is pretty much just wrap it in the abstract global wallet provider. And then I'll show you, based on this, maybe our connect wallet button command will work here. If it doesn't, that's fine. I can fix it later. Let's try this one more time here. So now these red lines should go away. Q, I love you. Thank you. All right. Cool. Let's run our dev server here. Create a new terminal as well. So now, if we check it out, oh my gosh, we're in light mode. What happened? It's fine. And what do we want to do? We want to basically go to the page. I actually think I'm going to move some shit into the source folder here. Move the components into source. Yes. And then I thought this component should be able to use @config. Okay, that's happy now. Node modules, diagrams, these are all fine. Types, that's fine. Okay. So source now has app components, config, lib, and what I want to do. Yo, Max, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Source. And what do I want to do? I basically just want to get like a proof of concept happening. I'm pretty sure these commands are fucking broken, which sucks, but we can just do it manually. Okay, I need to fix that one after the stream. Good to know. I think someone actually DM'd me that it's not working right now, which is fine. So what I want to do is just to get the absolute basics is the connect wallet button. We're going to copy the source code for this. We'll go back to our cursor scene, and in components, we're going to create connect. If I can spell connect wallet button. It needs the extension actually, .ts, no, connect wallet button .tsx. We'll paste that in. And what's it complaining about? We got components. Okay, so we need to install the shadcn button, which we can do here. So let's copy this, paste that in. This one need drop down menu. So basically just copying like open source components that we're going to use. We'll hit up drop down menu, copy this. Why Jared talking robot language? I have no idea what I'm looking at. Okay, I think there's a lot of new people in the stream, so I should kind of re-explain what we're doing. Let me swap to this. Whoops. So basically, we have, I'll explain it as like simply as I can. There's this DeFi protocol on Abstract called Aborean. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it, especially if you're trying to farm some Abstract XP right now. And the point of what I'm trying to create. Okay, so I think there's some fundamental knowledge of like that you might actually not know about Aborean as well. Basically, there's these liquidity pools. Obviously, most of you will know what that is. And if you deposit your money into the liquidity pools, you get rewards in the form of ABX, which is Aborean's token. And basically what you can do with this ABX is you can you can sell it if you want. It is worth like 10 cents or something, I think, per coin right now. Or you can use it to lock and vote it. So what you do, I'll show you on the UI. You can go to this lock page. I think I actually had it on a different one. Let me swap over to that real quick. This app, Aborean. There we go. So this is my wallet. I've locked liquidity into a couple different pools. One is Bitcoin, one is Pengu. So let's show the Bitcoin one. Actually, since we're talking about Pengu this stream, let's show this one. So you can see I have this one. I was just testing. So it's $1 of liquidity, pretty massive. And I deposited like 70 cents of ETH and 90 cents of Pengu. I think it was like more 50-50 when I started, but as the price fluctuates, as I understand it, rebalances. So I'm kind of noob when it comes to this, but that's my understanding is like as the price changes, your amounts of each coin changes. So if the price goes up, I'm pretty sure you get less Pengu, or maybe it's vice versa. If the price goes down, you get less Pengu. I don't know. Basically, I deposited money into this, and as you can see, I get ABX rewards. So this updates, I don't know, every tick, every block, maybe, I actually don't know. But basically, you get these ABX rewards. So that's what I was trying to show in the diagram. I deposit money, I get these rewards in the form of ABX, and then I can either choose to sell that ABX for money, or I can choose to lock it. Now, as you can see, I've locked some ABX here. I locked 150. This was just me testing like little amounts. Basically, I locked it to get the VABX, which is the voting power for Aborean. And what you do with the voting power is you vote for what pools should get more ABX. So the ABX that I was talking about in these liquidity pools, this pending rewards is coming from people who voted for this pool. So basically, people vote. That determines where the ABX goes. The people who get the ABX, like me here, can choose to lock it up and vote for pools. So it's kind of like a repeating cycle. Let me swap to my fucking thing here. Where is it? Oh god, that is not what I wanted. Oh no. Oh, it's a disaster. Where is the bro? Where's my thing gone? Chrome. No, that's not what I want. Huh? Oh my god. That's a disaster. I can't find my my whiteboard that I was sharing. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Oh shit, I just leaked dark mode. Shit. I did not mean to do that. Oh god, nobody clipped that. Oh fuck, I actually just leaked dark mode. I hope no one saw that. Anyway, let's pretend that never happened. Anyway, as I was saying, the shit. I think I've done that like 10 times as well. Okay, I should close my stream. I just wanted to see the chat. But anyway, you can't install. Yeah, I think it's bugged right now. I need to update it, so that's my bad. I think the installation commands, you can copy the source code, which is what I'm doing. But yeah, I was running into issues with these installation commands. I think, shit, I can't believe I leaked that. I should turn dark mode off. There we go. It's not going to happen again. That's some alpha for early viewers. I can't even remember what I was talking about. Yeah, Original T, I need to fix the installation commands. I think it's because ShadCN updated their CLI, and I haven't updated the library yet. I haven't used it in a couple of weeks, so I just need to fix some things. It'll be fixed soon. What else am I doing here? I lost my train of thought. Okay, so yeah, I was talking about liquidity pools, get the ABX. Thanks for the clip. Oh, it's over. It's Jova. At least it was only the stream page. I think it's not too much of a leak. Yeah, basically what I was saying, you get these ABX that goes in the liquidity pools, and then you choose to use that ABX to vote for liquidity pools. And then that ABX goes to the liquidity pool. So let's say you vote. It's kind of like a weird shaped flywheel here, but liquidity pools get ABX. You use that ABX to vote for this liquidity pool, which gets more ABX, and then you use that to vote for this liquidity pool. So that's kind of what I'm building. I basically want to build like a vault where people deposit their ETH and Pengu, and we use that money to first accumulate ABX and use that ABX to vote for this pool, which gets more ABX, and we use that to vote for this pool, which gets more ABX. So it's like a never-ending cycle of getting more and more ABX. I don't know what the point of it is going to be. I just kind of wanted to build it for fun. I thought it'd be fun to build like a DeFi app together. You get the Clippy badge. Oh shit. Let me text Saiga. I'm gonna be the first to break the news to him. I did not mean to do that. I was trying to find my find the right window of Chrome, and I just leaked the stream tab. My bad. Yeah, you get the Clippy badge. I'm gonna ban you from the Clippy badge if I see it. No, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, hold the Clippy badge hostage. All right, so that's basically the point of what I wanted to do. So yeah, what you're looking at, if you're not like a dev, pretty much all I'm doing right now is just setting it up. I literally am just starting. So what we're building it with is first this. What am I talking about? Okay, yeah. So I built this component library. I think it's a little bit broken as as our man. Where is he in the chat? Original T in the chat mentioned these commands don't seem to be working right now. But yeah, basically these are like components that you can use to build with abstract. So it's pretty cool. So for example, this is like one of the components that you can add. It's meant to be like one command install, but I'm just manually copying them for now. But you get like you get the connect wallet button, you get all these other components like session keys, profiles, voting. We're not going to use most of them, I think, but it's a really good starting point just to like kickstart the project that we're building. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. So what we can do, I think I'm actually running our little app here. So basically on the page, where is our page here? Just gonna nuke everything that we have. Close this off, and yeah, that's what I wanted. Connect wallet button. Give my poor computer a little chance here. There we go. And what we should see is okay, we see a big error because I forgot to add this thing here. So we need to wrap our application in this code. So paste this in here. I need to install. Okay. Oh, actually. Yeah, that's good. That's good. AGW provider is in components. I don't have that. Okay. So we need to make this AGW. Oh, I do have it. It's literally right there. Oh, but it's the wrong code. Okay. Copy paste AGW provider. Paste that in there. And then inside layout, this is where I need it. Okay. Layout.tsx. And we're missing this Sona component. So let's add that. Use this shadcn command, add Sona. I think that's what it's called. Let me check if anyone's posted the dark mode. I don't see it. Maybe we're safe. All right, sweet. So now if we go back to this, okay, you can kind of see it. It's really bright. But basically now we have this connect wallet button for abstract. So that's pretty much what the front end is. Now, what I wanted to start with, yo, Mohub, what's up? What if the pool gets out of range? Yeah, that's a good point. Basically, I don't really understand it that well. But I'm pretty sure you can just like exit and re-deposit the liquidity, right, at a new range. I think you lock in like impermanent loss. I was reading about that. But yeah, there's two options. I think one is just deposit into the entire range, which gives much less APR. Or you can pull out and deposit into the new range. I haven't thought about it that much though. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We need some meme coins paired with ABX in the liquidity pools. Yeah, I think that'll probably come. Sweet. So now now we kind of have the front end basic setup. I want to create these smart contracts here. All right, so we're gonna head over to these docs. I think I already ran a couple of these. Let's run this one in the background here. Boom. This is just installing Foundry. Check if it's actually installed. Boom, yep. All right, now we can initialize our smart contracts here. So what do I want to do? Let's call it, let's just call it contracts and CD contracts. Cool. change our little config here. Boom. Right, a smart contract. I'm literally just following these steps, the docs that I wrote, so hopefully my docs are correct. I haven't done this in a little bit. So we'll copy paste our counter in. We will compile. Boom. I just saw a screenshot of me leaking dark mode. Shit, somebody's already sent it in Telegram. It's over. It's over. Sweet. So now we can basically just deploy it, if I'm not mistaken. So copy paste this. Let's see. It seems to be compiled. Maybe we can do forge test ck sync. So that seems to be working. And then clear this. Boom. Paste that in. What is my password here? Jared is the alpha. Yeah, the accidental alpha. You was using a deprecated. Okay, let's skip verification for now. It's a pain in the ass. I need to update these docs here. So just delete, verify. See how this goes for us. And we need to add broadcast. Oh, you can't even see half the thing here. I just realized, my bad. I'll okay, this is more difficult than I thought. Basically what I'm doing is just trying to deploy this little test contract here. Okay, nice. So transaction hash, let's check this in our browser here. Sick. All right, so we created a little counter contract here. This should already be verified because I've done this 100 times. But now let's actually create this. I'm gonna try vibe code this out. Would I recommend vibe coding smart contracts? Probably not, but we'll see how it goes. So for now, I'm gonna delete these tests and script. Swap to this screen here. I'll delete these for now. I kind of want to keep them though. What if I just comment everything out? I don't want to keep the structure. All right, so now what do we want to call it? Let's call it like Vault. And the thing that I want to build it on top of is ERC4626 or something like that. Tokenized Vault Standard. And yeah, I mean, this is a bit too gigabrain for me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy paste all of this into Claude so he understands what's going on, because yeah, this is terrifying. But anyway, basically what this does is you have a vault contract and it looks super hard. Yeah. That's way too much maths. But I'm pretty sure all it's saying is like at the beginning you need to like avoid some exploit of someone manipulating the price, because if no one's minted anything yet, then they can kind of fuck over people that deposit after them. But we'll protect against it. The TLDR of this 4626 is, at least from my understanding, we're going to kind of discover this together here, is the vault. What am I saying? The user, let's draw a little circle for our user here. Basically, the user is going to deposit their money, and it has to be, you you have to have like a deposit token. So we're going to use with. What I was thinking is we could also allow Pengu on the front end and like swap that into with. We could also allow just like ETH or USDC. Basically just swap it all into our deposit token here. You look so young. I've been coding for like probably professionally I started when I was like 21, so probably like 5 years. Yeah, I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just learning as we go here. So it's not going to be perfect, but I think it'll be fun to build it together. Basically, we're going to deposit wrapped ETH, and we're going to get back a vault token. So it's going to be like, what do we want to call it? I don't know. It can be like, I don't know. Let's just say vault for now. I actually don't know what we're going to call it. Maybe vault's a bit confusing. Let's say, well, what do we want to call this? I basically want people to do it. Let's say vault. Let's say Vengu. Vault Pengu. And as the vault deposits into Aborean, W vault. Okay, I like that. Let's call it that. W vault. And you deposit the money into Aborean. Basically, it's gonna give the APR back to the vault. So it's gonna make money. The vault's gonna make profit. So let's do like little dollar signs here. This is like our money making flow. So in theory, if we ignore like fluctuations of Pengu and our positions, in theory, the vault price is gonna go up in value. So users who deposit this into the vault can withdraw the wrapped vault here at any time. They basically say, okay, how much is the vault worth in total, and how much is my share based on how much I deposited compared to how much everyone has deposited. And the vault should, in theory, increase in value over time, and therefore means the amount that they should be able to withdraw should increase over time as well. So it's kind of like a deposit yield farm into this vault in kind of an abstract way. But that's a TLDR. And then there's like this whole other cycle of voting for the pool, LP voting, that is going to happen here. So it's kind of hard to fit into one diagram, to be honest, but the TLDR is put money in, money should go up because we're depositing into LP. We make money through APR, therefore vault token go up. So there's incentive for deposit, and you can withdraw your vault tokens at any time. So there's incentive to deposit because of the APR that it's getting. And behind the scenes, there's kind of like this whole cycle where we're going to get ABX tokens because we're depositing liquidity, and we're going to use those ABX tokens to vote for this liquidity pool, which means we'll get more ABX tokens. We'll get more ABX tokens to the pool, which we'll use to vote for our pool. We'll get more ABX because we voted, which we'll use to vote. And it's kind of like a cycle of voting. Yeah, you can kind of think of it as staking in terms of like, you're basically depositing your money to stake it in a way. I wouldn't call it staking because there's no lockup. You can withdraw whenever you want. But you're basically putting it in a similar way for staking, where you would get like small percentage returns. And something happens behind the scenes for you to get APR, and that's returned to you. So yeah, in that sense, it's pretty similar. Let me see if our dark mode's been leaked here. Nice, not yet, I don't think. So I basically created this this spec almost. I was just kind of explaining what I wanted to do with AI, and seeing like how it should work in practice. So I have this big fucking yeah, you can clip it if you want, for sure. Basically just going to be building this, trying to build it in public. I think it'll be fun to share the journey of like, this is how I created it, this is what it looks like. And yeah, hopefully we can create it safe enough for people to put money in. So yeah, I have this big prompt that we're going to use Claude Code over here. So open up Claude Code. Actually, what I might do is, oh no, we're chilling. Basically, we want this vault. Let's convert this to vault.s.sol and vault.t.sol. So this vault contract, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this information on ERC 4626, and I'm going to copy paste this whole thing into a Claude Code. I'll go boom. No one leaked dark mode? Not that I can see. We'll see if it comes out. Yeah, see, and I'm gonna paste all of this into our thing here as well. Someone's like fucking mowing the lawn. I might have to close the window. Give me 1 second. Alright, so now I'm going to paste this into Claude. And I'm going to say, explain your understanding. Oh, you can't even see Claude. There we go. I think I might need to, bro, someone's fucking mowing the lawn. Is it that bad? Is the, is the audio quality trash? Dark mode Q4, maybe. I think I might have leaked it. It's not bad? Okay, sweet, thank you. So now, maybe I can full screen Claude here. This is a little better. Apprehend any leakers? Yeah, you gotta be in the stream for the alpha. I was literally just trying to find my whiteboard and accidentally leaked my stream. And had dark mode. Whoops. Alright, so he seems to have processed this information, and you can see, like, since I have that information of Claude that I want to do, like, a Pengu deposit, it's talking about Pengu shit here. Looks good. Questions for you. Should I implement the virtual share? Okay, I don't fucking know what that means. I didn't read it. There's nothing in Vault, bro. I want us to build vault.sol together. Oh, you guys can't see the chat. Maybe I can shift this up a little bit here. That's okay. Alright, that's... I can resize it. Okay. That's better. And then we can expand it a little bit. Alright, that's a little better. Meanwhile, I'm searing my retinas in white. Coming soon. Coming soon. I want us to build the vault together. Basically, I just dumped the information here as well as in Claude.md for us to build together. Don't write any code yet. Just tell me what the steps are. I'm pretty sure we can actually inherit a lot of the code from, seems like there's a contract here that literally has most of the functions that I want. We just need to write the code to interact with Aborean under the hood. Yeah. Yeah, saying please and thank you to the AI. I don't know if it's true, it sounds like bullshit, but I read it was like burning like millions of dollars trying to process like the messages of people saying, I'm just saying hello and like thank you and stuff. Pretty funny. All right, so our steps here, as we're learning together, inspect the Aborean contract APIs, which we have. I can give you that. Determine dependencies to install. Okay. I think our first step should be to follow. Actually, maybe OpenZeppelin has like, yeah, 64626. Better to be nice than sorry. Exactly. When the overlords come and take over. Trying to find like a example contract here. We provide a base component of 4626, which is designed to reconfigure the vault's behavior. Okay. I don't really want all this right now. This is crazy. Adding fees to the vault. Bro, what language is this? Is this Rust? I'm in the fucking Cairo documentation. Here we go. Here's Solidity. ER4626 fees. It has to be a easier one. ERC4626 GitHub. Let's see. Actually, maybe there's something on this page. GitHub repo. Here we go. Soulmate. All right, here we go. I think the first step should be, to just get a basic implementation of ERC4626, and this will give us a good starting point. I found this repo online. Can you access it? Otherwise, here's the code. We will need to install OpenZeppelin. I'm just going to copy the code because sometimes it doesn't like fetching it. I'll just paste that in. Boom. GM St. Jude, welcome, welcome. All right, what do we have here? Analysis of soulmates. Cool, cool. Safe rounding. Okay, so there's two different approaches that we have. One was that OpenZeppelin code. Hybrid approach. What am I doing here? Let me check this contract actually. Because what is this? This is Soulmate. This looks fine. And then what is this? ESC. Okay, so they actually have like a contract that you inherit. All right. I see. Maybe that's better. I think what we should do is use OpenZeppelin's one because we can just inherit the ESC4626 and change it from there. So without writing code, please tell me what you plan to do. Okay, so they have plan mode. This is a new Claude UI. I actually haven't used this much. Pretty interesting. Yes, okay. Well, that's kind of interesting. Yep. I wonder if anyone's in the YouTube chat. I actually haven't checked that. I haven't streamed on YouTube ever. No, it's just me. Just me. One viewer. How about Twitter? How are we doing? 999? There's no way. It's kind of wild. I think that's like total viewers. Abstract is where the vibes are for sure. Yeah, the chat is definitely most active here. And the alpha, apparently. Accidental alpha. This is taking a while. But basically what I'm trying to do is get a plan of what we can do. Like, I think the plan that I have, at least, that I'm kind of expecting it to say is just install OpenZeppelin, create a contract that inherits their implementation, and then we can start to implement Aborean like deposits and stuff. Holy shit, that is a long message. All right, let's see what he's got to say. So, yep, Vault exists, but it is empty. Need to install OpenZeppelin. Yep. Okay, at least it knows we are ready for abstract. All right, let's run. I can probably just tell him to do this stuff. Remappings. Create separate interface files. You can see that, okay. Basic vault structure, contract declaration. Ownable, pausable, reentrancy. State variables. Holy moly. Oh, he wants to call it a bore with Pingu. What did we call it? Vault. Calculate the total value. Okay, this is like an insanely long message. I would like to just go step by step here. Questions before I present the final plan. Should the vault accept WETH directly? Yes. Or should we add logic to auto wrap ETH to WETH? We should use WETH, and I'll do it on the front end. Should the constructor accept initial liquidity to create the NFT immediately? I don't know what that means. If someone withdraws 10% of the vault, should we decrease liquidity proportionally or only withdraw when it crosses the threshold? Okay, I don't know. This is way too complicated for me right now. Basically, all I want to do is just this phase one. So let's start with, this looks comprehensive. Let's first just start with phase one, step 1.1 of installing and 1.2 of installing stuff. Then skip 1.3 for now. Let's also do step 2.1 to get a basic vault foundation before implementing any specific stuff. So now I'm hoping, oh no. All right, let's see what he does. Because I think there's a lot of steps that we probably need to do. So for example, this one looks good. Yes. No commit. Okay, interesting. Yep. There it is. On-chain clips posted it. That's pretty funny. All right, well, what are we doing here? Where is my Claude? Yeah, we need the remappings. That looks good to me. Nah, that's okay. As expected. We'll see. The little alpha from the stream. Gets my stream more engagement, maybe. It was actually all staged. You got baited into posting it. Let's pretend that happened. Alright, what do we have here? Weren't you the one who lectured at university in Korea? I went to Korea a few years ago, but I wasn't working for Abstract. There was, I'm not sure who was at Korea. We have our resident Korean, Brian. I think maybe, yeah, I'm not sure who was there. It wasn't me though, not this year. I was in Korea 2023. Really liked it. I was in Seoul. All right, so let's review what do we have. So our Aborean vault is ERC 4626, earnable, plausible, reentrancy guard. We have a minimum deposit, maximum slippage, NFT token ID. So I'm pretty sure. Okay, I see. So this is a state variable for our NFT when we create the liquidity position into Aborean. Makes sense? Then what is this? VEABX token ID for our locked governance position. Okay. Problem is we might need multiple. Okay, so what do we have here? Total assets to do. 4626 with worth as underlying asset, ERC20. Earnable as message.sender. Like, this looks fine. I'm just gonna say yes for now. Are you from Korea, Stasik? Yeah, let's see if this actually builds. I'll be surprised if it works, to be honest. It actually fucking worked. Nice. Sick. Okay, so now we have our basic stuff. I'm kind of confused about these because what it's doing is, let me pull it up without leaking shit again. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it this time. Whoa, that's not the one I wanted. Browser agent. Window capture. What is that? I'm trying to do my fucking OBS here. Window capture. Browser agent. Aborean finance. Yes, this is the one I want. Okay. What was I even talking about? Okay, so yeah, when I lock... Yeah, when you lock, you actually get a VEABX NFT. I think my portal is hopefully in light mode here. Nice. No more leaks. I can show you the NFTs. So this is, for example, a lock next to my my queens here. This lock is a bad example because it doesn't have any. power. I think the first one probably has the most power. If you want to vibe code something for Moody Madness, yeah, that might be fun. What I'm trying to show here is you get an NFT that has voting power, which I think our little contract made this for. So VEABX NFT token ID for our locked governance position. But I don't know if you can modify the... Oh, you actually can. You can add to the lock. Okay. So if I add 0.1, interesting. So you can either have the option to add more tokens to your lock or prolong your lock duration. Either choice boosts your governance voting strength. Yo, Tokyo 3, what's up? Okay, so you can add to the lock. So this will actually work. We just get one NFT. So that is for the voting NFT. I think these names kind of suck. I can see. NFT token ID. So this is for the... this is for when we get an NFT for depositing liquidity. I see. Okay, so we get this NFT for locking, and we also get this NFT for our actual position. So basically, our contract is just storing that NFT for our LP position, and this NFT token ID for our lock. Okay, nice. So, the foundation is ready. Is a valid ERC 4626 tokenized vault. Has admin controls, re-entrancy protection. Okay, so phase 3, implement total assets with Oracle integration. I think that might be a little complicated for now. I feel like we need the deposit flow. Can I actually click into this? No. Where is this? What am I doing here? Where are our contracts at? I thought it would be in source. How does this compile then? Is it compiling? Maybe not. Let's try. Forge, clean. Forge, build, ZK sync. Oh, I'm in the wrong directory here. Okay, let's try compile. Where is the... Oh, in lib. Okay. Here we are. All right. And then what is it called? Open Zeppelin. Open Zeppelin contracts. Contracts. Token. ERC 20. Extensions. 4626. Okay, here we go. I might pin this. Oh my, that is a lot of comments. What functions do we actually have here? We have decimals, asset, total assets, convert to shares, deposit, underscore deposit. What does that do? Okay, interesting. I think I'm gonna paste this into Claude. I would like to think about the deposit flow. Well, the thing is, we actually need the Aborean stuff because I actually wrote a little spec about this. The diagrams, actually, I have a deposit for the a deposit diagram. Oh, it's not loading. Really? There we go. Nice. And if I zoom out, basically, the user sends wrapped ETH into the vault, and the vault issues back shares. I'm pretty sure we already have that. The only thing we need to add is this blue to red part where the deposit, I think we want to call it increased liquidity. Increase liquidity. What am I talking about here? Because, yo, Thokani, what's up? I want to deposit the liquidity. Where's it gone? Where's our Pengu pool? Into this concentrated one. Now, thing is, I already have this pool, right? This liquidity position. Because I have these two. The thing is, I can't add more to it. Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing? The thing is, yeah, I want to add more liquidity to it, which I can't do unless I unstake it, right? Let's try this. Get my 2FA out. Okay. Actually, I think I don't need to do this. Just thinking about what we got going on here. So how do we go back to our Claude here? Where is he? Here he is. I would like to consider the deposit flow first. So from my understanding, oh no, what's happened to our cursor window here? Looks a bit scuffed, but anyway. On-chain is so boring. Yeah, I mean, there's some fun stuff going on. I do agree. The past few weeks have been pretty exciting. I think there's some exciting stuff coming to Abstract as well. Yeah, depends what kind of stuff you like. If you're into meme coins and trading and stuff, I think the last few weeks have been a bit more quiet than the previous weeks as well. The weeks where we had like Pubs Meta and stuff like that was pretty interesting to me. All right, so what are we saying? From my understanding, we need to understand the Aborean interfaces to interact with them, so we can add liquidity. One note I have is that we need to call mint the first time, as described in, we have a deposit.md flow here. And on subsequent calls, call increase liquidity instead of mint, since we already have the NFT. One other thing is that we can't add liquidity to our NFT if it's staked. So we need to unstake it to add more and then restake it. So we also need to handle, we can do that on the front end, that's fine. I think this is, we need to swap Pengu, sorry, we need to swap our worth deposits into 50% Pengu. Yeah, the Zora app is pretty interesting. I think it struggles with the same like problem that other social apps have had in the past, like Lens, for example, where it gets pretty dominated by crypto content and like farmers, and then you go on there and there's like nothing interesting to actually look at. I don't know. That's my experience. I like the idea. I like the concept of like giving new revenue opportunities for creators and that whole idea. But yeah, I downloaded it. And I'm like, I would just rather be on Twitter. I don't think there's actually any unique kind of content on there. So I don't know. It's the same. It's not even a unique crypto problem. It's like all social apps struggle with this. Like Threads, for example, where you go on and it just has no identity. It's like people posting like LinkedIn style trash, and yeah, it doesn't have the exactly the feed improvements. Like you don't have the technology that like TikTok has or Twitter has, for example, of like serving you. There's also not enough like liquidity of posts, for example, like to create a good feed for everyone. So everyone just kind of gets served the same content. It's not really tailored to you. It's not as addicting, I don't think. Swap 50% of deposits into Pengu so we can add it to the LP. What do we need to continue? All right, while this goes out, let's go into plan mode. Let's change to our vault.sol and send that off. All right, I'm gonna go pee quickly and then I'll be back. Yo. All right, we're back. So, where were we? So pretty much what we have right now is, excuse me, munching on a little snack here. We have a basic vault that you can deposit wrapped ETH into, which is address of ETH. I don't think we need that. That's fine. And then everything else is handled by this. So pretty sure we have deposit. That calls underscore deposit. Save transfers to this, and then we mint. Where's mint? I guess that comes from ERC20. So what did Claude say? I just closed him off. Whoops. Yo, final, what's up? Let's resume our little conversation here. So what did he say? Basically, what we need to continue, Aborean interface discovery. We need to create interface files for these contracts with their exact function signatures. Okay, so let's look these up on AbScan. Wrong window here. Which one is it? This one. There we go. Nice. This is our slipstream manager. Cool. Okay, here is the slipstream manager contract and interface. So let's paste that in. Sorry, wrong window. So I'm just giving Claude here the details that it needs to actually continue. iSlipstream, I don't think that's a real thing. iSlipstream manager is not a real contract. Does this have mint? Yes. This is the address you requested. This contract above is the address you requested. CL gauge. I don't know how to say that word. So let's look that one up. CL gauge. I'm going to assume it's gauge. Then below is CL gauge. Gauge. Who knows? And iRouter.sol. Let's look that one up. Boom, router, and with. He needs this one. Here is Weth 9. What do you think about our Pengu flywheel? We're getting there. We're just starting to build it out. If the pool exists with good liquidity, I think we should use our own pool so that we get the fees for swaps. I'm just gonna send this so it has all the information. Yo, Nick, what do you think about a Pengu flywheel? So basically where we're at right now is I've just been learning a little bit about how these vaults work. So pretty much where we're at right now is we have this basic contract that we're inheriting from. So inside our thing, we have this ERC4626, and it accepts deposits and gives you back shares in the vault. So basically what I was describing before in this messy diagram is users deposit wrapped Ethereum into the vault. The vault deposits it into the Aborean LP and gives back the rewards from that APR to the vault. So hopefully the price of the vault will go up, and therefore people's ownership of the vault will also go up, and you'll be able to withdraw that at any time. Behind the scenes, what we're trying to add to the vault that we have is the voting. So the liquidity pool will get ABX as rewards, and we want to use that ABX to vote for our pool to get more rewards. So it's going to be like a cycle of ABX voting for our pool and getting more ABX. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Okay, so what has this said? Has built-in staking support. Okay, yep, that's what I thought. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing, sorry. So yeah, now I'm just trying to like vibe this with AI. Morning Loki, what's up? I'm trying to just vibe this out with the AI to kind of get the deposits working into Aborean when the user deposits. So basically the user is going to deposit ETH. We're going to swap it into ETH, or wrapped ETH and Pengu, and put that into Aborean behind the scenes. And then give them back the shares of the vault so that they can withdraw. Raro, what's up? GM. Okay, already exists in the Aborean contract, so we can copy the interface, swap logic, slippage protection, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we need to interact with contracts compiled with the different Solidity versions. We are fine. State interface is not inheritance. That is probably fine. Yes, you should. Yes, please. Continue. Let's please proceed. All right, so basically what I'm telling it to do is take our vault. Right now, the vault does nothing behind the scenes. It just gives you... what's it trying to do here? Yep, that's fine. Basically, the vault behind the scenes does nothing. And in a deposit function, this one, we're going to try and override this. I think it's virtual. Pretty sure that means it's overridable, if I'm not mistaken. I actually haven't done Solidity in a long time. Basically, I'm going to hijack that and say when a user deposits, we're going to, yes, give them the shares, but we're also going to give them, we're also going to take the money that they deposited and put it into the liquidity pool on Aborean and start earning rewards. So that is kind of what I'm telling it to do here. It's just taking the interfaces. 3 a.m. here. All right, good night. Thank you for tuning in. GM, what's up? Whoop. Okay, looks good. Excuse the ASMR of me having a little snack here. This looks good. Actually, I'm not even gonna check this. This looks fine. All we're doing is creating interfaces so that our contract knows what functions are available. It's pretty much all that's happening right now. Yep, that looks good. So what do we have here? BPS scale. What the fuck does that mean? Basis point scale, 100%. I'm assuming that's like used for, okay, it's just like a constant that we can use. What else do we have? Weth, Pengu, Slipstream. So this is just all the contract addresses that we're storing. Tick spacing. Sure, this looks fine. Artemon, what's up? Okay, so now we're just passing in all the contract addresses into the constructor, sorry. Make sure they're not 0. This looks fine. Yes. What else we got? It wants to compile these, okay. Hasn't actually done much, it just added like the contracts. Okay, so what have we done here? We just added these interfaces, these 4, that's fine. Immutable addresses, constants, constructors, next steps, ready to implement the deposit flow. Okay, so all we did was just add the interfaces for Aborean. Yes, I would like you to implement the deposit flow. Yes, please proceed. This is the joy of vibe coding here. Amazing work, thank you. This looks pretty good. I think once we get the deposit flow, we'll probably want to start testing it. Just vibing. Yeah, it's a chill stream. Fabrino, what's up? How you doing? All right, this is actually the important one that we want to check. So deposit. Calls a parent to handle transfer and minting. What does that do? Deposit. So gets max deposit. If it's greater than the max deposit, it errors. Preview deposit. That just checks how many shares we get, I guess. Shares. Deposit is this. Safe transfer from the user deposits their wrapped ETH to this contract. And then we call mint. Which, oh, okay, nice. I can actually click into that. This is from ERC20, so this mints the vault token to the user, so they get their shares. Pretty simple. All right. Enforce minimum deposit. We already did that, didn't we? Minimum deposit. Love your stream, thank you. Yeah, hopefully it's like, I'm trying to explain it as I go, but I'm even learning like for the first time here, so I understand if it's like a little confusing to watch, because I'm trying to learn as well as I do it. All right, so here we're just swapping. So basically, what we want to do here is the deposit flow is. Whoops, wrong tool here. This is the user, and we want to take their money, their wrapped ETH, and put it into our vault. So that's what we're building now. Let's just give this a big V, vault. And the vault currently it accepts this wrapped ETH and gives you a token back in return for the vault. Let's just call it Vault Coin. I basically can swap Vault Coin for ETH given your percentage of the vault. If that makes sense. So you put you put wrapped ETH into the vault. The vault does some stuff under the hood, and then you get the coin back to represent your shares of how much you own of the vault. And so that's what we have right now. And then if we look at what Claude is trying to do for us, basically we accept the deposit, which is what super.deposit does here. Oh shit. Oh, there it is. And super just means like the default behavior of what we're inheriting, which is the vault. So our contract inherits the vault's behavior. So it does all that, and then we're kind of just hijacking it to say just some checks of stuff here. And then since we're accepting wrapped ether, and what we want to do is take that wrapped ether and deposit it into Aborean. And what we're depositing specifically is this into a liquidity pool for Pengu. Maybe I'll just type these out. Pengu and wrapped ETH. So right now we have wrapped ETH, and we want to split it like 50-50. 50-50 into Pengu and wrapped ether. Oh my god, I'm sharing the wrong screen. My bad. So we want to split it 50-50 into wrapped ether and 50% Pengu so that we can deposit it into this LP. So that's basically what we're trying to do with these changes here. So we keep the existing vault behavior. We're just adding this section in blue here. So as you can see in the code, it's actually pretty self-explanatory. It basically says we divided by 2 the amount that you deposited, and we swap 50% of the ETH into Pengu. So we're basically buying Pengu with half of the ETH so that we can deposit 50-50 into the LP. And then what this is saying is, excuse me, does it make a def voting earlier for more allo back? Yeah, so that is actually what is happening here. Basically, after we swap the Pengu, we either, if this is the first time we've done it, this is like an edge case where if we don't already have an LP position, we have to create one. But this is the main flow where we unstake our position, because you can't add liquidity until you unstake. We can't add liquidity to a staked position. So you unstake, which is withdrawing from the gauge, I don't know how to say that word, contract. So step 1, unstake. Step 2, add liquidity. And then step 3, restake. That's all that's happening here. So you stake it for, I don't know how much time. That's probably a good question. I don't even know if this is going to work. Let's see. Deposit. Gauge. I don't know. We can take a look at how that looks under the hood. I'm going to assume that's not correct, but we'll see. And then, yeah, here's the internals of swapping 50-50 for Pengu. So basically just perform a swap via the Aborean router. I'm pretty sure that's all we're doing here. Okay, so what's mint new position? What do they even call that? Okay, that's that. Mint new position. Approve position manager to spend tokens, calculate minimum amounts with the slippage, and we mint the NFT. What are we doing here? Mint params. Okay, so basically we're saying I'm going to deposit some wrapped ether of this amount. I'm going to deposit some Pengu of this amount, and we're depositing it into the liquidity pool. And in return, we get that NFT for depositing into the pool. So you get an NFT that represents your current position. And then we stake that position into the gauge contract here. Increased liquidity is the exact same thing. We're just adding to an existing position. So that's pretty simple to understand. Yeah, we need to do tick range. So this is like what range we want to add liquidity to in the Aborean, of like how expensive Pengu can be. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. So let's try this. This looks good to me. So it's just going to try and build it, and it didn't work, which I was kind of expecting. So what's the difference here? Address, wrapped E, that's fine. Yep. Man, it's getting pretty hot in here. I need to turn the fan on. What's the difference, yo? Just wrapping it in a dress? Okay. Alright, the fan has been enabled. More errors. Okay, whatever. Looks good. Yep. Looks good. Alright, now it's just trying to fix any of the errors that it has. Okay, so it actually compiles, which is kind of surprising, not gonna lie. Oh, he's cooking. All right. So what we've built, deposit. It forces minimum deposit. A question I had, I'm just gonna brain dump here. Are our checks, Lulu, GN, what's up? Doesn't our deposit do the require checks too late? Two, like, why do we call super and then do a require? What is the behavior there if our second require fails? GM, what's up? Builds a Aborean router. Can you explain to me how the swap works? Are we doing that through Aborean? Mint new position. Okay. Increase liquidity. The other question I had was, how do we specify how long the stake period is? On the Aborean UI, you can stake the position. Actually, that's not true. I'm thinking of something else. Okay, that makes sense. So deposit is basically just, you can stake and unstake at any time. You don't have to specify how long it is. So that makes sense. Oh, he's got a nice little diagram for me. So user deposits 1 wrapped ETH. Vault receives 1 ETH. Swaps it half for Pengu. If it's the first deposit, mint the NFT. Otherwise, unstake, increase liquidity, and restake. That makes sense to me. GM. Options for your next choices. Implement the withdrawal flow, implement admin functions, write tests. I think we need to do total assets. I'm pretty sure that's the next step. I'm just going to ask these questions first. Okay. You're absolutely right. This is a critical bug. Nice, dude. This is why you don't vibe code smart contracts. Alright, let's see what he comes up with here. The deposit flow is actually correct. Okay. Whoa. What are we doing here? What did he say? Hold up. Deposit flow is actually correct. It's not a critical bug. Nice. Override calls, super deposit, which transfers, blah, 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 checks made of deposit. What if happens if our acquire fails? The entire transaction reverts. Assets transfer is undone. User keeps the wrapped ETH. User wastes gas on the transfer, means they got reverted. Better to check before. I agree. So all we're doing is just moving that check up to save some gas. Yes, I like that. So the other question I had was, how does it swap into Pengu? What is it saying here? Max deposit override to enforce pause state. Return 0 when paused. Okay, so this is just like an admin function, I guess. What does that do? Max deposit pause 0 type. Okay, that sounds fine. Just gonna try compile again. Okay, nice. So the swap explained. Yo, block cap, thank you for the tip. Appreciate that. Why can't I tip myself? That would be funny. I was trying to see what coins I could tip in. Can't tip myself though. Swap wrapped ETH into Pengu. All right, so now our deposit flow takes the money, swaps half of it for Pengu, and what else? And stakes it. Like adds liquidity to the liquidity pool and stakes it. So that's pretty sick. And it seems to actually compile, which is kind of nice. So now I want you to explain to me how we should implement total assets, as this feels like a critical area for exploits to arise based on price manipulation and flash loans as well. I'll talk about what this means, what I'm talking about here. It's just some research I did off stream. But basically, I'm going to ask AI to kind of give me an explanation of what we need to do. Explain the risk of using the price returned from Aborean versus using price oracles like Pith, price feeds for Pengu, and ETH like Pith. All right, so basically what I am saying is, so our vault has deposit. Wrong screen here, sorry. Deposit. It has withdraw. And it has total assets. Yeah, I actually was, my first job in crypto was at ThirdWeb. I was there for about maybe a year and a half. Yeah, there's a lot of, if you go back on like the YouTube channel and stuff, you'll see a lot of videos of me coding with ThirdWeb. So what was I saying here? The tour has been very helpful. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. I'm glad. All right, so basically what I'm trying to implement now is this total assets. So this is really critical because this total assets determines how much you can withdraw. So the deposit, right, the user, let's say we have multiple users over here, and user 1 deposits, let's say 25 ETH. User 2 deposits 50 ETH, and user 3 deposits 25 as well. Pretty much, these represent their percentage ownership of the vault. So in return, the vault gives them like 25 vault tokens, for example, or 25% of the vault tokens, or 50% of the vault tokens. And then to withdraw, you basically give your vault tokens back to the withdraw function. So you burn your vault tokens to get back ETH. So it's kind of like an exchange of vault tokens to wrapped ETH. If that makes sense. So the problem here is, how do you calculate how much you should get back based on how much ETH is inside the vault, and especially when it's being deposited into Aborean. Let's just say ABX over here. So the question is, how do you calculate how many assets does the vault have when it's distributed across Pengu and ETH? So you need to figure out how much ETH is worth and how much Pengu is worth, and then based on how much user A deposited in the beginning, how much are they owed back from the vault? And it gets kind of scary when you allow people to withdraw money from your contract, because if you fuck it up, then they can basically steal everyone else's money. So that's kind of why I want to raise it. Tips you with some PST, but if you sell it, you lose 10% in taxes and we'll buy more Pengu. Nice. Oh, this is the Pengu strategy. Smart move. Yeah. That's cool. Thank you. So what I want to do is figure out this. That's basically what I'm asking AI right now, is like, how do I make this so it's not going to get people to lose all their money? So what I was talking about AI earlier was, apparently there's this flash loan price manipulation exploit where you can like quickly nuke or elevate the price of the coin by basically borrowing money, buying or selling a lot of it. It actually gives us an example here. So it borrows, we don't have Aave, so it's fine, but a different lending protocol, for example. You swap 100,000 ETH into Pengu, so you buy like a shitload of the coin to make the price go way, way down in that block. And then, yeah, the price spikes artificially because the liquidity pool runs low because you basically just drained it all. And then you deposit a tiny amount of money. Total assets is then wrong because it's reading from that liquidity pool price, which has just been manipulated. And then you take out your shares, which is inaccurate based on the misrepresented price that it's calculating. So what I thought we need to do instead is use this Oracle solution called Pith. Now Pith, I don't know if I'm saying it right. has a product called price feeds. And they have a price feed on Abstract for Pengu as well as ETH. So we should be able to... Okay, that's it's not a good start. We should be able to see price feeds here. Explore, Pith, original price oracle, decentralized price feeds. Yes, explore these. Use real-time price data. Use pull integration, EVM contracts. In EVM contracts, maybe not. Push integration. Where is the price feeds? Price feed IDs. Where is Abstract? I don't see Abstract in here. I had this page ready a little bit ago. Maybe if I just search Pengu. Cody, what's up? How you doing? Pengu results in no... Bruh. Come on now. Pith, Pengu, price feed, Abstract. Pengu USD. Okay. Is this on Abstract? I think so. Anyway. Doesn't seem to be loading for us. But... Okay, come on. I had this before. Let me give it one more chance. Pith, core, fetch price updates, price feeds, which doesn't exist. Nice, dude. Price feeds, asset classes, crypto, best practices, current feeds. I swear there's one on Abstract. Am I tripping? Ecosystem, oracles, Pith price feeds. It's here. This is where I'm at. Pith core IDs. Anyway, what I was trying to say was we can get the price of the Pengu coin inside of our smart contract. So we don't have to fetch it on chain. And basically Pith oracles or price feeds protect us from this flash loan attack where someone can like nuke the liquidity pool and manipulate the price and drain our contract here. So let's do that. I think that's the next step. Is basically calculate the total assets. So let's see. Vault has 1 million shares. Blah, 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 blah. Recommended implementation. With price ID. Oh, it already has it, apparently. I've apparently found it from somewhere. With price ID. Maybe I can look this up. Nope. Okay. How does it even know how this works? Price feeds. Price feeds, price feeds. Getting started. Use real-time price data in EVM contracts. Okay. So what I'm looking at now is just how to actually use these price feeds. I see that it has... If you're using Foundry, you would need to create a new NPM project if you don't already have one. From the root of your project, run this. I don't really want to do all that. GM. So, Pith network. Man, I have to install this. I'm just going to copy all this into Claude. Current fees, page, EVM API reference, EVM doesn't exist. Okay. But as you can see, there's a bunch of price feeds. And Pengu is one of them here. So we can get the price of Pengu on chain in our smart contract. right, so let's tell Claude about this. Extra gas. Okay, it's kind of just yapping about pros and cons. And tells me to use Pith, basically. Do not use the Aborean price pool. So I'm going to take that as an example of not doing that. Yes, I agree. We should use Pith for this. Do you have an example of how to do it? I'm looking at the docs. I don't want you to hallucinate some random implementation. Please tell me what resources you have pulled in to come up with the Pith example code. Getting the price of Pengu and ETH /with on chain. Then come up with a plan for implementing this. So I'm going to move into plan mode here, sorry. Man, I might need to take a break for lunch after we implement this. I haven't had any food. The views that you get on Twitter are kind of crazy. Apparently I have 1,600 views of the stream. I don't think that's correct. I guess inflated. But it's cool that people saw it. Of course we have the chat here. This is much more engaging. Proceed with web search. Sure, sounds good. This is the joys of vibe coding. You just doom scroll on the side. Is it access to the abstract backend API for users who hold certain tokens or belong to a specific tier instead of resolving eligibility client side by querying external resources? So we're actually coming... I haven't looked into this too much, but the APIs are getting botted like crazy, so I had to close some access to them. What we're doing now is we're creating like a more public-facing developer API. So we'll have stuff like querying profile information, some other things like that, that will be, you know, a more typical developer API rather than just like tapping in directly to the backend. That's the plan. I think I need to actually make the docs for it. That was a job for me when I was on vacation and I haven't done it yet. What are you building? What APIs do you need? Get price no older than solidity. Sure. Building Ducky Dash. Nice. What APIs do you need? We got Oppenheimer in the chat. I thought he was dead. Man, he's really researching this question that I gave him. Token holdings and tiers will be a good start. I can currently do it with the client side, but it takes longer. Okay. I think tiers will be available. I'm not sure about token holdings. I think you can get that from on-chain though. You might not need the API for that. So you can just check balance of specific contract or a specific token. But for tiers, I think it will be available. All right, so what do we have? Okay, so we have a repo that's getting removed on August 1st, which has already happened. So we're not going to use that. Interface functions, abstract testnet, abstract mainnet not found. Could not find the fucking mainnet contract addresses. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are we doing here? Where did it find this? Implementation steps, dependencies, add remappings, import the pith, get pith price, scale pith price, get position amounts, convert. Jesus, this looks, yeah, that is complicated. Convert CL liquidity to token amounts. Why is this breaking it out into phases and telling me it's going to take 2 hours? We're doing it right now. This is not going to take 2 hours. Oh, fuck it. Let's say yes, manually approve edits. All right, so what do we got here? Critical questions I need answered. I only found the testnet address. Do you have abstract mainnet? I do not have abstract mainnet, my brother. Where did it even find that? Mainnets. Okay, it's literally right here. Price feed contract addresses. Abstract. Okay, that's good. Abstract mainnet. Bam. There we go. That is the address. And then is testnets here? Oh, beautiful. Okay. Abstract testnet. Testnet. First one. Here we go. So I'll paste that into, and testnet is this. OX. Okay, so it already had testnet. Nice. Position value calculation. Which approach? Converting a staked CL NFT. I don't even know what that is. To actual with Pengu amounts requires complex math. That's not good. What the fuck? 100 lines of code? Why can't we just read it from the pool? It seems safe. No. Question 2. We need to do whatever is safe and not going to lose user funds. We can't afford an exploit here. You should be prioritizing whatever is best practice for security. In my opinion, option B seems like a good approach, but is there any exploits made possible from this? Question 3. Pith price update model on abstract. Does Pith on abstract use a pool model? We call update price feeds with off-chain price data, pay a small fee. Total assets would need to be non-view, or we assume prices are already updated. Prices auto update on-chain periodically. We just read them. I don't know. I don't know. Where even am I on this page? Okay, contract addresses. What are we in? Pith core, push feeds, price feeds, EVM, abstract mainnet. Okay, so this is a push feed. Oh. So push feed seems better, right? We don't have to pay. So what I'm looking at, Pith has push feeds. The price feeds listed in the table below are currently sponsored. Interesting. Interesting. So we have perfect. This is actually what I was looking at. I'm gonna note this page down in our file here. Just check this here. Price feeds. Chuck that link in there. Push feeds seem better. All right. Yo, pers GM. So abstract mainnet has these push feeds. I'm gonna paste that in. And if push feeds are better, then use them. Here's the details. Also link that. Okay, nice. So basically all we're trying to do right now is get the price of the coins into our contract safely. And we're using Pith price feeds to do that. I haven't used this before, so it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm just learning about. So it seems like these feeds, they basically auto update them and you can just pull the information in. I don't know why it's called push feeds. I don't really get that. I'm hoping AI can explain it to me. Yes, use push feeds is what it's saying. Prices auto update on chain, 1 hour heartbeat, 1% deviation, no fee required, just read with get price. Beautiful. That's great. That's what I want. Let me think through the security implementations. Whatever. Okay, so now we're going to install the Pith SDK. Create the interface. Update the vault. So we get the prices. This looks good to me. All right, let's see. Let's see if Claude can do it. Username wallet API would be nice. You can already do it. I don't want to give away my secret. Yeah, that's fine. I think there's ways around it with like user agents and stuff. My game will be targeted towards streamers. Yeah, I get that. I think we're cooking something with this. Let me confirm it. But I think we do have like a developer API for exactly something like this. GM. All right, while this goes through, what should we do? Do something fun. All right, what do we have here? We're just adding this to remappings. Yep. Should we hit up Myriad? I need some USDC. Let's get some USDC happening. How annoyed would you be if you DM? No, that's completely fine. Yeah, you can DM me. I think DM me on Twitter and I will check it. I do get a lot of DMs in there, so I don't reply to everything, but yeah, if you send me a DM, I'll check it out. Make this edit to vault. Yes, I'm just gonna accept this. This looks fine. Pith price feed. So these are the price feed IDs. That's fine. These are constant. We can accept that. Yep, looks good. Let's just stick around in here. I think this is the best way to view it. Now add the Pith immutable variable. Why does it take me to that view? I just want to stay in here. It's kind of annoying. Yep, looks good. Add the Pith address. Man, it's taking its time, but I think it's better to do this, especially with contracts where you kind of want to make sure it's doing the right thing. It is a bit repetitive to check everything and make sure it's right, but I think it's better. This is going to be interesting to test as well. All right, so this is like the most important code. So total assets, as I mentioned in our diagram, this is a horrible diagram. Basically, total assets needs to calculate based on our liquidity pool in Aborean, how much money do we have? Because we don't store the money in the vault, we actually store the money with Aborean. So we need to basically ask Aborean, hey, how much Pengu and wrapped ETH do I have locked up in liquidity, and calculate how much that's worth based on the price that Pith brings back to us. So we ask ABX, yo, how much LP do I have? And that Pith, which maybe we could move externally. That's a beautiful looking Y, by the way. Look at that. Pith is going to tell us the price of Pengu and ETH. So then all we need to do is say, all right, I have X Pengu and Y ETH. Multiply the price to calculate total assets. That's what I'm trying to do. This is super important because this determines how much people are able to withdraw. And if people are able to withdraw more than they should, they can drain the whole contract. So this is like the biggest exploit. What's the term? It's like the biggest vulnerability. If you mess this up, everyone's going to lose their money basically. So what do we have here? We have get the price of ETH, get the price of Pengu. Oh, it's pretty simple. Yeah, it's basically what I just described. We just need to get position amounts is going to be interesting. I don't know how that's going to work. We need to get how much we have staked in liquidity. Now let's add all the helper functions. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sharing the right screen. Get USD price from Pith Oracle. So this basically says call Pith and ask how much is a specific coin worth. So this will work for both US Pengu and ETH. And then we need to scale it to be a solidity number. This looks kind of scary. Jeez. Okay, we can revisit this, but guess it's fine for now. Get position amounts. Okay, so we have a position manager from Aborean. We get tick lower, tick upper liquidity. If liquidity is 0, bruh, this requires maths to convert liquidity plus tick range to token amounts. For now, this is a placeholder that will cause total assets to return 0. We need to implement the actual calculation. Why is it not just implementing it now? Okay, whatever, I'll accept it. I don't want him to build yet. I want him to explain why. Why did you not implement? Where did they go? What was that function called? Total assets. Okay, yeah, why did it not implement get position amounts? Can you explain to me why this is complex and why is that information not available from Aborean? Okay, so why get position amounts is complex. Returns liquidity, lower bound of price range, upper bound of price range, uncollected fees. What? Okay. We don't get the amount of ETH and we don't get the amount of Pengu. Uniswap has concentrated liquidity design. Liquidity is not stored as token amounts. Liquidity is stored as a single value. This represents virtual liquidity across a price range. This conversion requires complex math. The formula depends on where the current price is. Case 1, price in range. Case 2, price above range, below range. What the fuck, dude? The pool itself tracks position data. The real solution pulls position data. Look at the CL gauge code you provided. I see this pattern, pull positions. Pool tracks positions by a key hash. Let me implement this properly. I am mad confused. How does it know how much? It must know how much we've got. Deep dive into the pool contract, see if there's a helper function I missed. The Aborean front end is able to display how much liquidity I have provided of each coin. They must be pulling this information from somewhere. Can you check through Claude.md? I believe I put all the contracts in there related to Aborean. Let's see. What's a day in the life working at Abstract? Anything in particular you're building? It's different for everyone, but for me, right now, it's doing a lot of like developer relations stuff, like resources for builders, helping people build, helping people in chats. Pretty much everything that developers see is the stuff that I've created, like all the docs, all the resources, the component library that I was showing earlier, stuff like this. For now, I'm trying to be more active on like socials and stuff personally. Trying like more Twitter posts, more educational pieces, like more thought leadership stuff. So that's my main focus right now. Can I share with you one tool that I built for Abstract? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm keen to see. Yeah, but everyone's doing different things at Abstract, obviously. Like, everyone has their own responsibilities. All right, so let's see what we have here. Excellent point, you're absolutely right. The Aborean frontend can display the exact token amounts. There must be a way to get this data. Let me search through your Claude for how they do it. Pool positions. I can't use the subgraph on the contracts. This is mad confusing. Get position amounts. Get amounts for liquidity. Is this a real problem that people have? Okay, this is actually a real thing. Get liquidity for amount and it converts. What the heck, man? All right. This looks like what I need. Get liquidity for amount. You take in square root ratios and get liquidity out. Computes the amount of liquidity received for a given amount of token 0 in a price range. God, okay. This is more complex than I thought. I'll check it out soon, Nick. Get amounts for liquidity. Okay, this actually does look like what I want. Okay, I actually think you're onto something with this final option, the Uniswap functions and SDK. I'm pretty sure that's what we need to do. Look at this, for example. Paste this link in. I'll try to find an Aborean specific helper. This looks fine. I guess Aborean helpers have this somewhere, but I'm not sure. I kind of want to get this working and then have some food. I haven't had any lunch. Bro, in the meantime, let's do some of these ones. Don't forget about you. Yeah, I won't, don't worry. I think I'll probably at least pause the stream for a little bit in like a couple minutes here once we get this little piece working. In the meantime, let's check out Myriad while this is Claude. While we're vibe coding in the background. What do we got here? Up or down? What should we do, chat? Which one? Up or down? Mando, Bitcoin to 120k or 100k? What is Bitcoin right now? Bitcoin price is 108k. We're betting if it goes to 100 or 120. Oh man, what happened today? I didn't even notice that. Sheesh. Has to have $4 before November. I'm pretty sure I bet yes on this, like, in my history. I lost all of my USDC. Lost all of my USDC on this. Will OpenSea launch its token before December? I saw the tweet and it was like, link your wallets. And I said, hell yeah, they're going to launch it. And then like 2 days later, they said, we're not doing it until next year. Devastating. Punkster for volume. No way, Punk. What is Punkster at right now? I think I voted no on that too. I think I made a little bit of money. Let me see. Yeah, I lost money? No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, I bought it at 81 and sold at 88. I should have held on to it a bit, but I wanted to bet on the OpenSea one. All right, Claude's doing some stuff. Let's see. What do we have? We're installing Uniswap. Sounds good. You can sell PST. Uniswap core. Sure, sounds good. This is interesting. Will Zora flip pump? Why is there a picture of Board here? Oh, Board Elon Musk thinks Zora will flip pump in market cap within the next 120 days. Yo, what's up, Boxer? Will Zora flip pump? This is pretty interesting with like the base airdrop. I'm pretty sure like Zora will be rewarded. I mean, they basically already said that like publicly. But the pump airdrop is also coming, right? I would say no. No seems to be the popular vote. 60%. Man, you know what would be a cool build is like chat votes on what we bet. So do like a vote in the chat and then whatever chat says we put our money into. Could also do the same with perps. It'd be kind of funny. Maybe that's our next project after this one. Zora creator coins on fire. Really? I did a little bit on Zora, but no, I didn't create anything. I just checked it out. I wasn't that impressed, to be honest. I think it's a cool idea, but right now it's not that exciting. Yo, what are you building? We are building a vault for Aborean. Basically, you put your money in, and we put all of the money that gets deposited into a liquidity pool on Aborean. There's a DeFi on Abstract. And we farm the rewards, and we put all those farmed rewards back into the liquidity pool, basically. It's like a liquidity Flywheel. I'm just vibe coding in the background here of you have some of that built already, really? That would be cool to see. You could like sum up what chat says, like yes/no, for like a couple minutes or something. I think that would be pretty dope. Are you the Aborean dev? No, I'm not the Aborean dev. I'm not that smart. I'm just learning about this stuff for the first time. Yeah, I just thought it would be fun to, we're kind of just vibe coding it. See where it takes us, but that's the plan. I'm gonna build something on top of Aborean. I think it'll be pretty cool because it has some like unique mechanics of voting, and basically whatever people vote for is like where the ABX tokens get distributed to. So like if we controlled with this vault, if you controlled a bunch of money, you could just control like what ABX gets emitted to, like which liquidity pools it goes to. So basically the plan that I had was like you just like take over like a massive chunk of the liquidity pool, and you just hoard up this like ABX tokens and use all of that to vote for your own liquidity pool, so you get more rewards. That's the plan. Some of these markets are pretty interesting. Will Polymarket announce a token this year? We've got 2 months. Nah, I want to say no. Can anyone contribute to the vault? Yeah, that's the idea. I want people to be able to deposit. Abstract will have a different version of Zora. Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to build it, for sure. A launch of PolyUS this year is already in question. I'm gonna say no. There's no way Polymarket launches a token, right? In 2 months. 2 months? I would say they would wait. I mean, maybe. There's a lot of competition right now. Of like Kalshi, Myriad, Limitless, probably doing a lot of TGEs. Polymarket's definitely farming TGE. Do I think they'll do it in 2 months? Probably not. Oh my god, what is this? What is this, bro? What is this? What is Claude suggesting? Oh my god. What the fuck is that? No, no, no. We are not doing that. What the fuck is that? Do not do that. I thought we installed the Uniswap stuff so we don't have to write it manually. Please explain. Have you... Yeah, I've used Cursor. I think Cursor's pretty good because you can choose like the models as well. Like sometimes I like to use GPT-5, and I was using like O1 for a while. I'm not sure if they still have that. Yeah, I think models are good for different stuff. But my go-to is Claude Code. Make sure you use emotional blackmail. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it can't afford to make these like mistakes because, yeah, I mean, if people are gonna deposit money, like you don't want to screw it up, you know. Let me see what he says. You're absolutely right. I apologize for the confusion. We did install the Uniswap libraries. We should use them directly instead of copying the code. The issue is that Uniswap's v3 tick math uses old pragma, which is incompatible with our vault contract. The standard solution is pretty thin wrapper adapter in our own code. But actually, let me check if there's a better approach. Okay, sounds good to me. Why is Uniswap v3 that old of a Solidity version? Fortunately, we do need a local copy of TickMath. What? File I created is verbatim copy. Interesting. Is it safe to do that? Like, do Aave v3 actually do that? Is there any risk to copy pasting it to a new Sol version? I'm abstract user since October. The early bird badge. Is that a thing now? Early bird badge? I remember that was like the OG. I just exited my stream. I can't even see it anymore. That was like the OG before we even launched. Is that like a new badge out now? What do you think I got? Eureka News take on the abstract portal. Eureka News. I'm not sure what the take is. What's the take? We got them today? Where's mine? Where's mine? I'm an early bird. I didn't get my badge. People that added their email to the waitlist pre-launch. Oh, maybe it's on my different account. Interesting. Yeah, I think that badge that's like the really OG one. You linked your MetaMask? It might be linked to is your MetaMask not linked to your account or something? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't even have my own early bird badge. Okay. Let's see what this is. This doesn't exist. So that's not good. Okay. Billions. We're not doing this. Okay, I guess. If it's safe, we can do it. I was so fucking happy. Yeah, I didn't see mine. I don't know what account I signed up with. How many badges do I have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 15. I have 15 badges on my main account. Okay. But you didn't actually write it, did you? Yeah. I kind of want to create a meme of this this picture. I'll try show you guys in a second. Allow this bash command. What the fuck is this? First abstract account I used for MetaMask for 1 month. Ah, I see. So you didn't use the AGW. Now I think early bird you had to be like before mainnet even launched. It was like a page where you could fill in but it was literally before abstract was like even a thing. You had to fill in your email, right? Trying to cook up a meme in the background here. Maybe I can add a little screen share. Wrong one. How do I share this meme? Just accepting everything that Claude says here. Liquidity amounts looks good. All right, let's try build this thing. All right, summary of what we've accomplished. Here we go. Installed Uniswap v3 libraries, created a local Solidity compatible version, implemented get position amounts, total assets now works correctly. Vault is now functionally complete for the deposit flow. Let me check this actually, because I feel like it's become way overcomplicated. Swap ETH for Penku min new position, increase liquidity, calculate tick range, get pith price. So much going on here. Where even is that? Interfaces, libraries, fixed points, liquidity amounts. Get amounts for liquidity. So this should be total assets, right? Calculate total assets held by a vault in WETH terms. Use Pyth oracle prices to prevent flash loan manipulation. Total value of vault holdings denominated in WETH. Does it even use it? Oh, get position amounts. Okay. Get position amounts calls this function. I guess this is how you do it. This is kind of complicated though. The only thing that's missing is this calculate tick range. What does CL position even mean? What is a CL position? Let me ask him. Oh, okay. Concentrated liquidity. I see. Our CL positions work. I think fees on 100% of price range, capital efficiency. You said range, blah, 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 blah. The trade-off. So I think the part missing now is the to-do we have for calculating the tick range. This one. How do we do that properly? Alright, man. My brain is getting a little tired here. Have to go back to Myriad for a moment. Anything juicy that we see? Pump market cap, pump to 3 billion or dump to 1 billion. What is pump market cap right now? Pump fund market cap. It's 1.29 billion. Wait, what? 1 billion or 3 billion? It's really close to 1. Let's do market cap here. That is really close to 1. 1.29. Do you think it will hit 1? Has it ever hit 1 billion? No. Oh, yeah, it did. 1 billion here. Huh. To 33% or 66%. Interesting. All right, what do we have here? This is going to calculate tick range. Okay, sure, that looks good to me. Bam. Session limit reached. Oh no, we're out of Claude credits. It's over. All right, I think that's a good time to call it. We'll come back. I think I'll probably end the stream here though. Have some food and get back to it. All right, so that's it for today. We'll come back. I'm going to be sharing this whole building process. I have some ideas of what we can do for more content. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know it's kind of boring watching code, especially when I don't even know what it's doing, but I think it'd be fun to share the process of like actually building it. Sweet. All right. Yeah, thank you guys for watching as well, and thanks for some of the tips too. Appreciate that. And yeah, I'm probably gonna do some more of these. So